What is going on, you sexy people? I'm the Mobile 11. You guys, giving you guys another video yet again, and as you can clearly tell, I'm walking to work in the winter, as per usual. I am serious though about the news videos. I want to start doing those. Like, well, I'll be sitting down and shit. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be standing up. I'm gonna be walking, and it's a great way to just get things off my mind and to say things, and you know, nothing usually specific. But I'm a little stressed lately. There's a few things going on in my life that, you know, I mean, you know, I try not to say any names in particular. But where I work, the store I work, you guys know it's Sobeys. I mean, that we're not hiding that. But sometimes Sobeys can be really difficult. Like, it's hard to kind of try to find the motivation in it some days. You know, like, I understand Sobeys quite well, honestly. You know, you're trying to better a community. Hold on here, we gotta get on YouTube, son. But yeah, like, you're trying to better the community and eating better, and it's something I like about Sobeys. I find the prices aren't too bad. I've always got decent hours, which I can't complain about. And I guess it's also my flexibility with schedules. Is like, I really don't have anything in specific I'd want to work or don't want to work. I just kind of say, yeah, I'll take it. I'm one of those guys. Like, and I think every department needs somebody like that. We got a person coming on foot. Hold on. Uh-oh. A little warmer out today.
It is so.
Okay, so we're back. But no, I think every department needs somebody like that, because I've known people there, and they complain, and they're like, well, I'm not getting many hours in a week, right? Like, they're only giving me like 20 or 15 or 25. I want more, but they're not giving me any more. And they're like, well, but you know, I'll be like, all right, well, do you need any days off in the week? And I say, yeah, I can't work Wednesdays because I do this, and Friday I'm busy because I'm having a dinner. Man, like, I always just playing around around work. It's always been something I like to do. I like to try to plan everything I can off work. So the only thing I hate is when I make a plan, like, say, even like a week in advance, knowing that I had Tuesday off, and then I got to work Tuesday, and it's like, at just the end of the day, I'm thinking, like, why am I coming in for that? You know, like, we had somebody calling in sick all the time back in the summer, and it was like I constantly had to, you know, sitting there going over to that department to help, and I was thinking to myself, like, you know, again, not saying any names here, but it's kind of stressful, because like, when you're not supposed to work, or you're already in somewhere, and then they're calling you over somewhere else if somebody can't make it in, you're wondering at the end of the day, can they really not make it in? You know, or is there you know, is there a bigger picture? And I think that's, it plays hand in hand. Like, you want an honest employee, but man, like, my God, not everybody is. Let's just put it that way. But like, at the end of the day, like I was saying, Sobeys is good, man. And you know, I try to laugh with customers and have even have a good time, a good chuckle with people I don't know. But at least I'm trying to serve them and make a good impression. This is funny. When I first started in Sobeys, I used to get called up to the store manager's office like once every little while, and he'd talk to me and say a customer complained. And it's embarrassing, right? Because you're like, oh my God. But anyway, and then I started learning that the way I was approaching people just wasn't really, it was good, but it was just like, when I was like stressed out, I still kind of approached them like I was stressed, and I didn't smile or anything. I just kind of said, you know, I was like, yeah, what do you want, pretty much, right? So nowadays, it's kind of the opposite. I get called in, I don't actually get called in. He'll just come down and talk to me, and he'll say, listen, Mick, by the way, And I'll be like, yeah. And he's like, a customer came in, but talked about you a little while ago. And I always go, uh-oh, like, you know, it's never gonna be good. And he says, no, they said something nice about you, you know, and it's really good hearing that. At the end of the day, a good friend of mine told me, if you say work 8 to 5, okay, so 8 in the morning, 5 p.m., you go home. And when you go home, do you feel like you've earned your keep? Have you earned your day's pay, right? And there are some people, and I will say this in all honesty, that I think should say no. And I think there are some people who definitely should say yes. There are some in that company who work so much harder than other people, you know, and I think it's more on the manager's side, but it's also like a commitment, right? You wanna try to own up to your department and say, this is my department. Well, you're not gonna get it by just, you know, standing around every time you work there. And hey, we all stand around, it is what it is. But like I said, I think at the end of the day, you know, Sobeys it's a good company, you know, but I think you have to have an appreciation for it. You can't just go into that company saying, you know what, I'm gonna have this job for a year, then I'm moving on to Michelin, or I'm going here. Like, you know, you need to go into that job saying, you know what, I'm only gonna be here for a year, but I'm gonna do what I can. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you're gonna leave in a year, and I'm not saying that's the deal, but I'm just saying, you know, you gotta have like a higher understanding of where you are in that company. I also don't think, like, when I started, that I started in the wrong department. I've heard some nasty things about other departments and other Sobeys stores, but I'm telling you right now, Greenwood fucking meat department is where it's at. Like, I met some really awesome people. And you know, and some of them are now gone, and it's actually kind of a shame. I like meeting these people, but it's good now that I kind of like forged a friendship per se. My last job, I didn't really have like a crew. It was pretty much just me on my own, doing my own thing. Like, and you know, and the motivation I just lost. There was nobody like kind of looking. Well, I mean, there was people coming in to see what I was doing, but it wasn't like Sobeys where it's like if I go home and something isn't done, like I'm hearing about it tomorrow. Like that's, you know what I mean? But that job is like if I didn't get something done, I just did it tomorrow, or I put it off again. So it's kind of like that. But in the situation where I'm now, I'm not in meat department anymore, as you guys clearly know. Actually on Facebook, I still got it set as I'm a meat cutter. And, you know, I do miss it. It's, I did it for just over 2 years of my life. I cut meat. And you know, and then just to stop kind of cutting meat, it's kind of like a damper on things. Because it's just what I was so used to doing. But it's good. I like it also that I have this ability now to know 2 departments rather than 1. Like where I've been working in seafood, I know a lot more about seafood than I ever knew. Like, you know, like if I looked at a piece of haddock, a haddock fillet, and it was red on the top, I couldn't fucking tell you why. Okay? It's bruised. That's what it is. That's cool. I didn't know that. I don't know why, I don't even find it cold out. Fuck the hats. I hate my videos because I always got the blue hat on. But that's actually from my grade 5 teacher, Miss Rhoda. She knitted it for me just a few short months ago. She came in Sobeys one day, said, "Hey Nick, do you want a hat?" I said, "Why not? Dark blue. Hit me up." There it is. Freebie! Hey, it's a good hat though, it's nice and warm. I'm sorry if the cars are a little loud. I do apologize. But you know, like, I think at the end of the day, I've been told, you know, people have said they can see me rising up through the ranks in Sobeys, and you know, Sobeys doesn't promote very often. They do promote within mainly, but they don't promote often. And I got promoted there, I don't know, I would honestly just like to say a month ago or something like that. Like, it hasn't been very long, and I guarantee you right now, between you, me, and whoever's watching, and anybody from Sobeys is watching, I've said before, I don't see seafood as my, like, lifetime career. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be Greenwood Sobeys for the next 30 years. That's what I'm trying to say. Not necessarily Greenwood Sobeys, but I mean like Greenwood Sobeys seafood. I don't think I'm gonna be a seafood manager one day. The manager I've got, you know, it's pretty good. He's, you know, I think he knows what he's doing, and you know, we're trying to work things out at the moment. But you know, every obstacle, you know, you're gonna have bumps, and like I said, like basically you said, there's gonna be obstacles, and hey, we're working through them, and that's the most I can say on that subject. But you know, folks, I made a video one time saying about my job at KFC, and I mean, I've had some pretty shit jobs. You know, I mean, I think we all have. But Sobeys is not one of them. I think Sobeys has definitely taught me a lot. And I've learned so much in getting into that company. And I feel like I've really kind of almost matured in a way. You know, like I'm kind of more of an individual now. And I think without Sobeys, I probably wouldn't even be where I am today, because that's the job, right? That's the job that launched me to move out on my own. It's the job that pays my bills, you know, and it's the job that I need to take as serious as possible and say, you know what? I'm not playing. Look at it. But no, anyway, that's the job that I need to take as serious as possible. And I was, like I said, my position in that company is undetermined in the next years or months or days or hours or decades. Who knows where I'll be. So anyway, I don't know, I've just kind of been rambling now, so thanks you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Make sure to watch in 1080p for 60 frames per second. Makes this vlog way better. And if you're on Google Chrome, I think it is, and Internet Explorer. So again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video. Sorry for the camera being all over the place. It's just hard to hold this for about 15 minutes. So peace.